Hi and hello, welcome to your channel 7 Sense Aptitude Prep. I am Vinod Prabhu. Today we are going to look at a topic in verbal known as idioms and phrases. We will start off by seeing what an idiom or a phrase is and see why this is a very important topic to gain a lot of marks in your written tests. Okay, so what is an idiom or a phrase? An idiom or a phrase is a set of words that have a different literal meaning from the figurative meaning. What do we mean by this? If you translate and if you understand the words of an idiom, the meaning that it would give is different from what they actually mean. You can't translate the words in English to your mother tongue and you will not understand what the idiom means. Okay, so let me give you an example. In Hindi, we'll find out where it is useful and why it is being covered. Let's say I think of some example of an idiom in Hindi. Naachna aaye aangan teda. So for people who are not comfortable in Hindi, let me translate this word to word. Naachna aaye, a person who can't dance, aangan teda, calls the ground crooked. Okay, if you translate the word, if you translate the phrase word by word, it makes no sense. Nachna hai angantena. There's no one dancing, there's no one calling the ground crooked. So what does it mean? It means that if a person is not able to do a task, he is blaming something or someone else. The equivalent English idiom for it is a bad workman blames his tools. So you can also think of it in your regional language. We use this in all of our languages, right? In, let us say, in Kannada, kai kesaradare bai mosaru. If you translate that, it means if your hands are dirty, your mouth has curd. No meaning when you translate it literally, but what it means is when you work hard, the fruits of that hard work are very sweet. Where is it useful and why is it useful? In the written tests, you will have the question on idioms and phrases. The beauty of this is if you know the idiom, you can get that mark, that precious mark, in 1 second. If you don't, there is nothing that will help you get that mark. So in quant, if you do not know the formula, you can attempt to solve, you can work from the options. But in an idioms and phrases, if you know it, you don't even have to spend time. So verbal is an area where you can score a lot of marks. But if you do not know, it becomes very, very difficult. If you know, you can score a lot of marks very, very quickly. So that is why idioms are very important. You can't sit there and try to decode. You have to have sufficient practice beforehand to know what different idioms mean. So why do we have idioms and phrases? Why can't they just say what they mean? Why should they say nachna hai angan teda? Why can't they just say don't blame someone else? We use idioms and phrases in the language to make the language more poetic, to make the language more attractive. So you can't say don't use idioms and phrases. People use idioms and phrases and we have to live with those idioms and phrases. Let us look at examples in English, and the rest of the video and the subsequent videos would be on different idioms and phrases in English. So how we have grouped these videos are we have set of 5 idioms on a particular theme. Okay, so it becomes very, very simple for you to remember, and I will tell you how I remember idioms. I remember the origin of the idiom, how that idiom has come into existence, and once I know that story, and human beings from childhood we like stories, if we know those stories, it makes it very, very easy for us to recollect. Let us look at the first set of idioms on bullets and guns. Okay, what do you think this image means? What do you think is an idiom that could possibly be linked to this image? The idiom is bite the bullet. Okay, so from the image, what do you think is the tone? The tone is positive or negative? You don't see him smiling and biting the bullet, right? He's a little uncomfortable. So the idiom, the tone is negative. Let me give a usage and you will see that it becomes easier. So the more you read, the more you see that idiom being used in newspapers, in novels, in movies, the easier those idioms appear to be. Usage. I absolutely hate going to the dentist, but my toothache is forcing me to bite the bullet. So what does it say? I don't like going to the dentist, but my toothache is very severe, so I'm forced to go. So I'm forced to do something that I do not like. So the meaning is to do or accept something which is difficult or unpleasant. That is what bite the bullet means. How do I remember this? I know the background story of biting the bullet. Before, when operations had to be done, they did not have anesthesia. And so the patient who was undergoing the operation would be given a bullet. Because he would be in pain during the operation, they would ask him to bite the bullet and bear the pain. So biting the bullet, and I remember it forever, means that the person is forced to do something that is difficult or unpleasant. Bite the bullet, do something that is difficult or unpleasant. Dodge the bullet. Okay, imagine one of the Hindi movies. You are the hero and the villain has shot at you. If you remember movies in the 80s, the hero would just move to the side, swerve, and the bullet would miss its mark. So dodge the bullet. If you get this idiom, you remember the heroes of the 80s swerving and moving away and escaping from the bullets of the robber or the villain. Let me use it in a sentence. What do you think it means? When the professor picked someone else to answer the question, the sleeping student dodged a bullet. The sleeping student would have been in big trouble if he was caught, but the professor picked someone else to answer. So what happened to the sleeping student? He dodged a bullet. Do you get the sense that the sleeping student escaped from something that would have been unpleasant for him? Yes, the sleeping student escaped being made fun of or escaped being scolded by the professor. So what is it? To narrowly avoid something or some situation that turns to be dangerous or harmful. So both in the Hindi movie as well as the sleeping student, dodging a bullet means escaping or narrowly escaping something that is not preferred, undesirable, dangerous or harmful. When you get dodged a bullet, remember the hero and remember the sleeping student. Silver bullet. Many of you might have heard of some characters or an entity known as a werewolf. Silver bullet is the only bullet that can be used to shoot at and kill werewolves. Okay, silver bullet. So nothing else could kill a werewolf. Only a silver bullet could kill. Generally, the bullets are made out of lead. Only a silver bullet could kill a werewolf. So what do you think is silver bullet? Do you think it is special? Of course it is, right? So it is doing something that no one else can. Let me use it in a sentence. There is no silver bullet to the coronavirus pandemic. Coronavirus is a problem, but there is no silver bullet to it. Okay, there is no, what do you think it is? Like a solution. There is no solution to the problem. Immediate solution to the problem, right? Coronavirus requires an immediate solution, but there is no action which provides an immediate solution. So a silver bullet is something that provides an immediate solution. No silver bullet would mean there is no immediate solution. So we've looked at bite the bullet, we looked at dodge the bullet, we looked at silver bullet. Let's look at idioms 4 and 5 on bullets and guns. Jump the gun. Have you seen a race? So in a race, all of the participants would be, this would be the line, all the participants would be here. And there is a person here with a gun. Once he shoots in the air, these people start running. In athletics, if you run before this person shoots, it is considered as taking illegal advantage. So the time has not started and you've already run. So if that happens, you get a warning and then you get disqualified. So if you see in athletics, think of this false start in the race, jump the gun. So there is a gun. Jumping the gun doesn't mean the gun is on the ground and you jump over it. You are jumping, meaning you're doing something before the actual start. Okay, act before the proper or appropriate time. So the appropriate time is after the gun is shot, but you do something before it. Even though Hardik, so you use those idioms in everyday life, use those idioms in sentences. That is when these idioms will remain in your memory, and then you don't have to memorize idioms, you don't have to prepare for idioms. Even though Hardik had just met Natasha, so it's saying even though, it means he's just met, and that time is not the right time to propose to someone. He jumped the gun, he acted before it was appropriate and proposed to her. So even though, it means he had just met, so it was not proper that he proposed to her so early, but he jumped the gun. He was in a hurry and proposed to her. Bring a knife to a gunfight. So for this, the story I think is, let us say you are rowdies, I am a rowdy, and we meet in a playground. You bring sharp knives, you bring many knives, okay, and you enter the playground from one side, and I come in with guns and from this side of the playground. Who do you think will win? Even if I'm an average shooter, I am going to win. So remember that, bringing a knife to a gunfight. If you bring a knife to a gunfight, what would happen to you? So let me use it in a sentence so that this remains in your mind. With its outdated missiles, the country had no chance in the war. It had brought knives to a gunfight. So what does it mean? Do you have a chance when you bring knives to a gunfight? No, you don't. So this idiom means to enter into a confrontation or any situation, right, where you are being challenged, and but you're not equipped, you're not prepared. If you go into a debate without knowing the data, right, and the other person defeats you with data, you have brought knife to a gunfight. If you can only play spin very well, but the opposite side unleashes the fast bowler, you have brought a knife to a gunfight. You are going to get out. So in this video, we've looked at 5 idioms, and the right way we've looked at what idioms are firstly, and we looked at why they're important. Because once you know idioms, if someone knows jump the gun, right, you will get the answer option in 1 second. But if you do not know what jump the gun is, it could either mean running away from something, it could either mean exercising, it could mean anything. You do not know what that means. So idioms and phrases is very important, because if you know, you can solve the answer in 1 minute. In 1 second, and in 1 minute you can possibly solve 15 questions like this. Secondly, we looked at how you become better. You become better when you read, you become better when you associate an idiom with a story. Remembering 5 idioms is easy. Remembering 100 idioms, 200 idioms are going to be tough. We are going to look at the top 100 idioms that are going to be regularly asked in exams. We will see how those can be remembered. We'll group it, we'll use mnemonics, we will use picture techniques to ensure these idioms remain in your mind. So in this first set of idioms with bullets and guns, we looked at biting the bullet, which is to do something which is unpleasant, but you're forced to do it. We looked at dodging the bullet, escaping from a situation that is not favorable. We looked at silver bullet, which is a magic cure or a very, one-shot cure for some problems. We looked at jump the gun, do something before the correct time. We looked at bringing a knife to a gunfight, would mean you are entering a fight or an argument without having sufficient data or preparation. So these are the 5 idioms. Think of this, remember this, and keep using it in everyday conversation. Use search, go online, enter these idioms and see how they are used. Read the newspaper, you will come across these idioms. And then you will understand what the writer has meant. So if you like this introductory video on idioms and phrases, we request you to click on the thumbs up sign, and then share this video with your friends, share the channel with your friends, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon. And if you need more practice, visit our website 7sensetalent.com. A whole lot of courses are available for free there. Sign up and then use our resources and become better, not just in quant, in verbal, in reasoning, in soft skills, in resume, in group discussions, in personal interviews. So all the barriers that prevent you from securing your dream job are overcome by us for you. Very, very important. So thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope to see you soon in some of the subsequent videos. Have a good day.